Yes, friends. The topic that I was discussing with you, the Prime Minister of India is on the visit of France. So I told you the 25 years strategic plan, next 25 years, uh, that is being shined. The question is the high profile visit that the Prime Minister is doing since he went to uh, the meeting of G7 plus India and many other countries called into the Japan. The Prime Minister went there and they discussed many issues. After that, he went on the Pacific, you know, Eastern Pacific region, and he discussed and made the cooperation with them. And the third important thing, we went to again from there, Australia, and in one leg, three countries he went, and these three countries is the Indo-Pacific. You know, they are directly connected to the Pacific region. So India is there in the you know the Indian region, subcontinent region, and France is in the Union, reunion, the island in Indian Ocean, occupied. I would say the occupation of colonial occupation of France is there. So France exerting that we are also present into the Indo-Pacific. Okay, okay. So France, India, Australia, Japan, Indo-Pacific, and Philippines. India is right now in the discussion. 5 days ago, the France's defense minister, sorry, Philippines defense minister came to India. They signed many agreements. They discussed with Foreign Minister Jaishankar as well. So we are with cooperation with them, and we are fielding rightly with Vietnam and ASEAN countries relationship was also being built. The very meeting 2 and 3 days ago, the foreign minister was involved into the ASEAN India dialogue. So this region is actually occupied by India's influence, and the uh, right now these days in present day, as of I'm talking with you, the Philippines and the United States Army is and its Air Force is in the exercise mode in the Philippines. So continuing by all the mechanism, and NATO forces is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is going to open up its new office into the uh, Philippines kind of countries in this region with the efforts of Japan. It may be they can open their office in Japan. And the location I don't know. I don't remember it on this time. I will tell you in my next videos. But this is on the way. So that is worrying of China. This fielding is being tightened by all the countries, all the democratic and like-minded countries to contain the Chinese authoritative and disruptive actions. China is the only country that is growing, has grown up, and they are threatening the world, uh, very peaceful fabric of the world. China is the only authoritarian, bullying, and disturbing power. So, to contain their actions, Chinese actions, these all the countries are developing their uh, putting all the efforts into this region, and India is the key player in this region because the human powers and armed forces, military force. That's why these all the countries, Western countries, are pumping up lots of weapons to India. They are giving technology. They are sharing. each and everything with India because India is the only contender of China in this region, who has a great population, has the economy, they can you know uh, contain China, and India is the only force in this region to that much scale, to contain the China. That's why every country, Western or anybody is opening up their door to offer India what kind of technology I can give you. I can give you this much. I can give you that. Uh, that's okay. But India is very clever. India is not going to uh, driven by their kind of allurement. India knows its importance. They are always talking about the autonomy, strategic autonomy, just like France also talks about. Strategic autonomy is kind of words, and friendshoring is a kind of words. Friendshoring is used in terms of the economic uh, resilient supply chain. Okay, and the strategic autonomy is a kind of strategic arms and military kind of things and related to the directly security kind of things. So that's why the India's importance at the world stage is gone up, and all the countries opening their door, uh, and they are also earning money. Okay, they are also earning money. 90,000 crore rupees is going to be given to France in this deal. 26 Rafale M means maritime aircraft is being bought by the France, and three Scorpion type of submarines is also being bought from them. So they are getting the money, a lot of money. India is, I think, uh, 10 or $15 billion, $15 billion, 10 to $15 billion investing for these kind of technological weapons. So it's a lot of money they are making as well, the Western countries. If the war happens, the peoples will both India and China will suffer, their economy will suffer, and they will lose various other things. And the thing will what will happen in the historical, the historical enmity will be created in both the countries, just like 1962. India has never forget about the development that India had suffered in 1992. So if in history anything kind of this scale and this kind of things happen in the future, then India and China will never forget that. So as a neighbor, we must have to cooperate. But China is more assertive and aggressive actions. They took 2,000 kilometer control of Indian territory into the Ladakh right now forcefully. They reached the patrolling zone of India before the Indian army reached there. That's why we are saying, and our government is saying that please we have to vacate this that you have occupied. But they have they brought their more and more armed forces, when left armed forces, Chinese forces on the border. The Indian also matched the same. So this kind of development is going on, more assertive, more aggressive, more. There is, I don't see any kind of cooperation that China and India can, in during the Xi Jinping time period, is going to happen. It's not going to happen, and we are very worried. We are not worried about the war. If that is happen, we will. There is no option. We will fight back. But as a neighbor, it will give a bad mark in the future. Uh, that's why that must be, you know, contained. But that is the China must understand this, that as a neighbor we have to cooperate to develop the peace. But kind of thing that they are doing, they are supporting through their uh, veto power into the United Nations Security Council. They are supporting Pakistan terrorist, that is Pakistan harboring the defense given by this Chinese veto power to them. They are protecting through their veto powers to these militant groups. And China is also supporting Pakistan because Pakistan is the arch enemy of India. Unknowingly, knowingly, they are the enemy because of historical reasons. So that's the way they are doing. So there is no point of cooperation for China. I was telling you, China's, the profile. That is, there is no peace. There is no, uh, the point that we can assume that China will follow the peace kind of thing. That is not going to happen. That's why the whole world is now concentrating into the Indo-Pacific region, and they are putting their economy weight and military every support what they can do. They are doing that to contain particularly China's aggressive actions. That is, yes. So the France is a key ally and partner, and the France is developing more and more cooperation with India. So this is a very strategic visit by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is going every country, major countries, right now, and uh, let me tell you about some things that uh, we are developing relations, and the cultural relation we are developing. The dance has happened. Indian dance is a Hindustani dance, Indian dance, and into the France, and uh, armed forces of India is on the West Isle Day parade of France, and the France cooperation for aspiration of India to become the UNSC member. The France is supporting, and France has also supported to the India's multilateral export control regimes, such as the Missile Technology Control Regime (MTCA), MTCR, and Australia Group, and Westnar Group (WA), Westnar Group. So France supported India on these grouping to become a member of this group between 2017 and 2022. The major deals. 29% of India's defense at the second rank after the Russia is by the France, and the United States supports 11% of India's defense. So this kind of thing is there, and the Project 75I, I means India, P75I program is also Scorpion class submarines. Mazgaon Duck Shipyard Limited is also has been given to their contract. They are developing. They will develop it. They are developing it, and the for climate issues, International Solar Alliance we have made with them in 2015 in Paris. So that's technology for these ships and aircrafts are being given to India's respected uh, agencies, kind of HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, will develop aircraft engines, etc. and the Mazgaon Dock Limited will develop the ship. So these are making the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, that development. That okay. And space cooperation, we are making military dialogue and joint exercises like Varun. नेवी के लिए वरुण होता है and Garun aircraft and Shakti, the armed army. So uh, three component of defense forces are cooperating with each other. They are exercising with joint exercise, interoperability. They are developing held a regular to ensure synergy, interoperability to counter large threat. The cooperation between the ISRO and the French National Center for Space Studies dates back to early 60s. Okay, a joint working group has been established to enhance the cooperation, assist Gaganyaan project. We have the Gaganyaan project, so France is ready to help some kind of whatever the help they can give. So astronauts training is a very important thing. I think this astronaut training has been given as a project. Russia has, I think, the trained or has given the training to our Gaganyaan, the astronauts. But some kind of and share expertise in the field of space medicine, astronauts health monitoring. Okay, Russia has given training, but some specific kind of thing is has been provided by France as well. That is expertise in the field of space medicines and astronauts health monitoring, life support, radiation protection, and debris management, among others. So these three four components has been given to them, and we have also made the similar agreements with the France, with the United States of America. After I think 5 or 6 days ago, the Prime Minister went into there. So these are the things: space cooperation and mutual exchange of lunch facilities, stations, and joint participation of several out-class missions for space situational awareness, high-resolution Earth observation and application of meteorology and oceanology, oceanophysics, cartography, etc. is on the discussion. Biotechnology and climate change, energy security, biodiversity, and free trade agreement is on the desk of discussion. So everything is well. France is a trusted and France is a trusted partner. Yes, we can because the France is talking about its strategic autonomy. While we know that it is a member of European Union, and they also obeying the principles of United European Unions. They have charter, and also they are cooperating with NATO forces, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Still, they have their autonomy, strategic autonomy. This is very important thing. You are with the cooperation with the other groupings, but you are still retaining your autonomy. So that's a very important thing. Thank you very much for your cooperation.